Well, a couple of weeks ago, Disney announced that they were going to reopen Buena Vista Street in California Adventure as part of an extension of Downtown Disney. And today, at last, Disney has confirmed a date for the reopening of Buena Vista Street, along with some new information that should interest quite a few of you. We're going to talk about that and more next on Fresh Baked. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Baked. And yes, we do finally have a reopening date for Buena Vista Street, and that is going to be in 2 weeks, November 19th, 2 Thursdays from now. You're going to be able to go back to California Adventure and walk around on Buena Vista Street. And I'll say, actually, that I'm kind of a bit surprised by this date, by this announcement in general. First, that it's November 19th. I had thought or hoped it would be sooner than that. And second, that they're giving this thing a 2-week run-up. My thought was that they were going to maybe announce it just a few days before to limit the hype. But so we've got 2 weeks to prep for going back to Buena Vista Street, and that's going to create a lot of anticipation. With that said, we have that date, but there's also, as I mentioned before, some new information included in this update that is quite interesting. And this is stuff that was not mentioned in the update, the initial announcement 2 weeks ago. And we'll start with a topic that a lot of people have been asking about, and that is if and when Disney might choose to start charging for parking at Simba parking lot. We had been talking about this. It was our expectation that they would begin charging very soon, and that is in fact the case. This announcement did include a notice that guests who want to go to Downtown Disney or Buena Vista Street, either one, would have to pay a flat fee of $10 to park at the Simba parking lot. This, of course, is in lieu of paying an hourly fee as we did before when we parked for Downtown Disney. And that's for all guests at Downtown Disney, whether or not you're going to Buena Vista Street. So there is no separation of that. Buena Vista Street is part of Downtown Disney right now. The announcement did not say if guests could get their parking validated, as was the case previously if you went to Downtown Disney. If you dined at one of the restaurants at downtown, they would validate up to 5 hours of parking. But considering that this is a flat fee of $10, where it was charged by the hour before, considering that, it's doubtful that there's going to be any validation. So expect to just pay the flat fee no matter how long you're at Downtown Disney. I would also take this opportunity to remind everybody that it has always been a thing to pay for parking at Downtown Disney. It's free right now. That's the anomaly. And they did that obviously because there's nothing else open at Disneyland, and they didn't, I would imagine, feel right about charging guests to park there. But it has always been a requirement to pay for parking at Downtown Disney. And you might even think of this as sort of like a cover charge to go to Buena Vista Street. We've been wondering about that, if they're going to charge guests to enter Buena Vista Street. This could be the de facto charge for that. For example, at Knott's Berry Farm, where they're doing a seasonal event, you're paying for the seasonal event, the $40 or whatever, but you don't pay for parking at Knott's Berry Farm. You did before when you went to the park proper, but you're not paying for parking when you attend one of these events. So it's kind of a twist on that. That's just the way I'm thinking about it. I consider this the cover charge for entering Buena Vista Street. Okay, with that out of the way, what should we expect when we do finally get to set foot in California Adventure? We know already, for example, that Smoke Jumper's Grill, Carthay Circle, and the Fiddler, Fifer, and Practical Cafe will be open for dining. We also know that Eliza Company, Trolley Treats, Kingswell Camera Shop, and Julius Katz & Sons will be open for shopping. But in a bit of a shocker, and I know this is going to make some of you very happy, myself included, the announcement confirmed that you will be able to get one of the best hot dogs you can get anywhere at Award Wieners. In 2 weeks, you're going to be able to enjoy a barbecue crunch dog, an uptown chili dog, or even a beer cheese dog. More, actually. It's some of the most fun you're going to have eating a hot dog anywhere. I love Award Wieners. And if you want an update on Smoke Jumper's Grill, which we haven't talked about yet, some of the things you can find there are the campfire chili cheeseburger, or maybe a grilled chicken sandwich, or a spicy buffalo chicken sandwich. By the way, it should be noted that there's going to be no indoor dining at any of these locations. It's mobile order only for Smoke Jumpers and Award Wieners. And the same is true for Carthay Theater. Well, not mobile order, but it's going to be outdoor dining only. I'm assuming, tables out in front of the main entrance, as well as probably, the walkways on either side of it as you head towards Hollywoodland, or on the other side toward the parade corridor. There's also outdoor dining upstairs on like that balcony or veranda Unsure if they're going to open those up because, it's kind of tight and you have to walk people up the stairs in there. And I don't know if they're going to want people going in and out of the indoor location. We'll take a wait and see on that one, but I'm expecting not. I'm expecting all the dining to be at downstairs outside. They did also announce a menu for the Carthay Lounge, is what they're calling it, the Carthay Circle Lounge. And I think this is a new menu because they made a point of discussing some of the options you might get. It's going to be Mediterranean themed. That includes dishes like shrimp rolls or roasted lamb or a cheese board, which has me particularly intrigued because I do love me a good cheese board. I'm really excited about this, if you can't tell. There are options for kids as well. And then there's obviously, wine, craft beers, and some cocktails that you'll be able to enjoy, all while sitting al fresco outside in front of the Carthay Lounge with a view of Buena Vista Street, and that sounds lovely. Finally, today's update mentioned Elias & Company, Julius Katz & Sons, Kingswell Camera Shop, and Trolley Treats as being open for shopping. Curiously, though, no mention of the Five and Dime or Big Top Toys, even though both locations are an extension of Elias & Company, or vice versa. Elias & Company is an extension of Five and Dime, depending on where you enter. What I mean to say is the whole thing is just one long string of shops all connected to each other with openings. So I don't know if it's a curious thing. It's obvious by their omission. They did not specifically say Five and Dime or Big Top Toys, so I have to assume that they're not going to be open. That's the only thing that I can infer from that. Why they wouldn't have included it, I'm not sure. Curious. Again, we'll have to wait and see. And then I'll close with some final thoughts. First, as I've said before, expect a virtual queue and expect that virtual queue to be popular. Maybe 2 or 3 hours wait, possibly more. So plan accordingly, please. On that same note, I'm expecting parking to be at least as bad as it has been before. Now, they're going to open up more of the parking lot, I'm sure, because they're going to expand capacity for downtown Disney, which means they're going to expand capacity for parking. Parking has been very difficult at times at the Simba lot, especially if you're going early in the morning. So I don't think it's going to be much better. It could be worse. So just, again, plan accordingly. Now, though we had heard rumors that they were going to be reopening Mickey and Friends parking structure, or that cast members had been called back to work Mickey and Friends parking structure, it was not mentioned in the announcement today. It did specifically mention the Simba parking lot and its $10 fee. So I would have thought that they would have mentioned at this point, if they were going to open Mickey and Friends, that they would have mentioned it in the announcement today, but they have not. So my guess is they're not going to open Mickey and Friends. And really, I'm not sure they need to. We're only using half the lot presently, if that even, for downtown Disney. So there's plenty of space at Simba for the entirety of downtown Disney. That is my belief anyway. But if you are looking for an alternative to avoid some of that crush, there is the parking lot at the Garden Walk. Now, they charge an hourly fee. The first hour is free, and then it's $3 for every hour after that, up to a maximum total of $30. Now it's not a bad walk from there. It's right there on Harbor Boulevard. It's a brief walk, but just a little bit more expensive option if you want to try to avoid Simba parking lot. And so that's our update on Buena Vista Street reopening. We're 2 weeks from stepping on Disneyland property proper. 2 weeks from getting a churro. 2 weeks from maybe getting a photo with Walt and the storyteller statue. 2 weeks from maybe getting a photo in front of a red car trolley, which has been spotted on Buena Vista Street. So we'll see you on November 19th. And until then, please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Make sure you also turn on the notification bell. You can also follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked and on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney. That's fresh with no E. And if you like our show and want to show your support, we do ask you to consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. There are links below in the description for all this and more, as well as on our main channel page. Otherwise, thank you guys very much for joining us today. We love you guys. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and fresh baked.